up, all you YouTubers out there? Somebody on the channel asked for me to do a walk around and spec rundown on the car, so here it is. For starters, it's a 2007 335i. I picked it up back in 2015 for $7,100. It was a higher mileage car with 140,000 miles on it at that time. Currently I have over 180,000 miles on it. It is JB4 tuned with an MHD back-end flash. I have got 1320 catless downpipes. I've done the mid-cat delete, and then it's stock exhaust from there back, which is just a resonator and stock mufflers. It's pretty nice because it's got a nice growl, but it's comfortable and quiet enough for daily use. And then when you get into boost, it gets loud. One of the first things I did was upgrade the wheels. These are 5 series wheels. They're 18x9 rear with 275 35/18s, and then 8x18 front, 225 40 R18s. I've got Firestone tires on it. The rears are Firehawks. They're inexpensive. They grip really well in the dry and the wet, and they have a cool tread pattern. I have done the F10 side marker upgrade. It has a M3 replica front bumper. I really didn't care much for the pre-LCI E90 front end. I upgraded the headlights to an LCI replica. They're LED, and they come as halogen, but I did the HID upgrade with some Mishimoto HIDs. The only thing I don't really care for is the white brow, but it's okay. I don't mind it. I wish it was maybe black. That's the mod I may do down the road. Take the lenses off and paint that black. Speaking of which, the reason I ended up with these aftermarket headlights, I was trying to take my headlights apart, the factory ones, and I was baking them in the oven, and I ended up melting one. So I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on factory replacements, so I went with these aftermarket ones. I was attempting to eliminate the orange corner lenses, which a lot of people do. It just looks so much better, but here we are with the aftermarket lights. So like I said, 1320 catless downpipes, JB4 tune with an MHD back-end flash. It's got factory outlets, factory intercooled, believe it or not, MMP inlets, burger tuning, dual cone intakes. I've got the N20 T-map sensor, which allows the computer to read higher boost levels. I've got the burger tuning catch can, and then I've got the Rob Beck mod, PCV mod, where you can have another catch can, and I've plugged the head ports, and this catches a lot of the oil that is prone to getting in your intake and intercooler, like on so many turbo Beamers. I've got Vargas stock replacement turbos with the billet upgrade wheel. It just flows a little better than stock. It's billet, it's a little different design, slightly more efficient, not much. And I went that route because it's a high mileage engine. I'm basically just trying to wear this engine out. I'm pretty hard on it. I pound on it all the time, and it has stayed strong and still runs great. I expect that sometime I will shell it out, and so at that point I will go probably with a Doc Racing top mount single. But to avoid destroying a $5,000 turbo setup on an old motor, I have held off. and therefore the Vargas replacements was inexpensive. Really, it was around $1,000, and they work great. I've got over 10,000 miles on them. So they're, if you read the forums and you go on the internet, a lot of turbo companies get a bad rap, especially the guys that are taking stock turbos and upgrading them. Vargas being one of them that has a bad rap. Honestly, you really have to think about it, because when you have enthusiasts doing work themselves, such as me, you have a variety of skill levels. I am not an amazing mechanic, but I know enough to do things the right way, or do things that work anyway. And you probably have a large group of people that maybe they don't know what they're doing. And a lot of times those people make mistakes and they cause damage to products, and then they blame the manufacturer, and they go all over the internet spreading bad rumors that aren't deserved. So I don't have a stake in Vargas by any means, but their turbos are great. The turbo seals don't leak. There's nothing wrong. They're great. Just do your installs properly, and hopefully you won't have problems. This is hot rodding anyway, so whenever you're doing that, you're being hard on your car and your engine and the components. Stuff's gonna break. Try to be reasonable. Don't slam the manufacturers unjustly. Take responsibility for what you do. Anyway, that's my lecture for the day. I upgraded all the vacuum lines with blue silicone, including the brake booster lines. Even the line back to the exhaust valve, I still have the factory exhaust valve. I went cheap on the charge pipe. It is just a Phoenix Racing from Burger Tuning, and I intend on replacing it with something better, American made, you know. But it works well, so I just haven't. And then it has the tile blow-off valve. This is a non-oil cooler car from the factory. So at the time that I upgraded that, Modern Automotive Performance made a oil cooler kit that goes in the center grill. And I don't know if you can really see it on camera. There is my JB4 Connect gauges on my phone. Another awesome feature of the JB4. I can page through all my maps and menus with my steering wheel controls and change my JB4 settings. It's awesome. Well, that's my walk around and spec rundown. Well, that's my walk around. Thanks for watching. Well, that's a wrap for the 335i walk around. Thanks for watching. Well, that's it for the walk around on the 335. We'll catch you next time on the next mod.